know what I mean?
Yeah, never mind.
Go ahead.
Just gonna ask where you got that.
Internet?
Oh, you bought it?
No, I think I got it for Christmas one year.
Oh, so you had it?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, yeah.
You keep that at
I've
your
had this.
house?
I do.
Where?
Just around.
How do you think he protects his home?
Yeah,
Annie?
burglars. You know, I've never had a burglar
Is that,
before.
I just want to know how close to the
Turns red,
tiny
too.
little pink metal bat do you keep it?
Jeez.
Don't expose me about my pink metal bat.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Man's got to protect his homestead, though, you know?
Heard,
Hey,
Chef.
amen.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother.
Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
And I'm John.
Together, we are...
Ryan and John.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
Oh, looking good.
Over there.
Oh, love this show, man.
Yeah.
205 episodes.
5 costumes in the last couple of years. It's been kind of wild. So.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. Oh, what's that? Oh, I'm getting signal. Yeah, that's right. On the couch as always, Kara Tafoya. Nice. Is that what you do with that? No,
Yeah.
Give us a what would you do with that?
Go footballers.
Go footballers.
Ballers.
That's
Great.
the
Footballers
Grossmont
is
footballers.
wild.
And joining us this week is the lovely Annie the Scove Scoveman.
Sunflower.
Okay, is that what they say? Oh, whoops. Sorry.
You've never heard of
Kind of
sunflower?
sounded like that.
I got to get back to the buttons.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Round robin. Let's talk about our Halloween costumes this week.
Can you tell us the theme?
The theme, I'm pretty proud of this one, is childhood recreations. I'm not proud of what I did, but I'm proud of the concept. I think really came together.
Yes.
And this is complete with pictures for most all of us, I think.
Send them in the chat.
Yes.
Good.
Yep.
I will start for once. I am dressed. Now, you know, I've told this story on the podcast before. Didn't celebrate Halloween
Yeah.
for quite a few
Yeah.
childhoods. It was not honoring to Jesus,
Yes.
of course. Which is funny because I spent more time in costume on every other day of the year than I did on Halloween.
Yes.
So for today's costume of mine, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
I am Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Jedi, a lot of like Star Wars, dress up was happening. And I am wearing my bathrobe with my lightsaber.
Which is really, it's
Which-
really close to your photo. Which
As you can see in this photo here, I don't think I even had a lightsaber in this photo. It was a sword, but the idea was the pieces were all there. Sword,
Yeah.
robe, Jedi.
I thought the same for you because it was like I know you didn't celebrate Halloween.
I asked him. He
So-
doesn't remember the first costume he wore.
I don't
was
even
like-
remember what the
I
first
wonder
one
how
was.
this is gonna go with Ryan because
Well,
he didn't celebrate Halloween.
Which is fun. That's like we dressed up all the time. We were in costume probably more than we were not.
Right.
I mean, we had, and bless my parents, we had like a lot of matching outfits. Me and my brother, we were Blue's Clues and Steve.
Yeah.
We were
Cute.
Buzz and Woody, which I couldn't
Just in general.
all the time.
I love they were giving money to Big Halloween.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
They're like, but we refuse to
Yep.
celebrate.
No, but we don't do that.
They're like
bad.
every year Spirit Halloween came around. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, thank God we've been looking for costumes.
Good. We need to stock up on costumes, but not on October 31st. We're busy. We have the fall festival probably.
Awesome. Love that.
Yeah.
I am a young John Tigger, and as you can see in my photo, a little
Right here. Cut that in.
Tigger photo.
So cute.
Yeah, cute little photo of me. I thought it was
Nice.
cute. So yeah, I could have sworn I've seen more photos of me like in kids costumes, like as a child. Obviously, couldn't find any.
I had to do a
Crazy.
lot of digging to
I
get mine,
know.
and by that I mean my mom did a lot of
Yeah.
digging. But
it was between this and Woody, and I felt like
Yeah.
Woody was kind of like a lot of work.
was
That
Toy
would've been-
Story
that
a
would've
big
been
deal for
crazy.
you? Because it was a big deal in our house too.
I was Woody, and I was really gonna. I was trying to commit to every, like a little known fact in our family is every child was a pumpkin for their first Halloween. So I was like, oh, but
Maybe I'll do a pumpkin,
to find a pumpkin,
a big enough pumpkin that you could
an
hollow
adult
out.
size pumpkin.
Yeah.
No, they were like a pumpkin costume, but yeah, I mean, I was like, I don't know, it just was too. It was a lot harder. To
Oh,
find.
yeah,
This
I
was
see
easier
it.
to find. So,
I
and
see
I
it.
like the photo that I have of me as a child.
You look great. I will
Cute
say.
little guy. So that was me. I was a
Yeah.
Tigger.
Very good. Annie.
I'm a sunflower.
And
Insert photo of
I'm
me
looking
being
at
a
the photo of you
sunflower.
right now. It's so cute.
I look so unhappy, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what's so funny is in a similar way, you were like, okay, childhood costumes. I couldn't recall a childhood costume beyond middle school.
Sure.
Like truly recall it or like remembering wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I asked my parents. I also deep dive Facebook, but Facebook came around like end of my middle school is when it really blew up where people were actually using it.
Sure.
So like there's some like old photos that had been uploaded, but for the most part like the pictures of me as a kid in Halloween aren't on there. And so I had to ask my parents. I was like, hey, like, how quickly can you get me a photo of me dressed up, like, in Halloween costumes? I was shocked at how fast my mom gave them to me.
Yeah.
And it was like, bam, 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 bam. I was like, I don't remember any of these.
No, of course not.
But, yeah, me as a sunflower, super cute, looking unhappy.
You're in a giant pot, I think.
Yeah. I couldn't really. Oh, okay. Jesus. Gosh.
Adorable.
Oh, look at I'm in a giant pot now. Ooh.
I'm just saying. I mean.
Yeah. I think I was in like a real pot. I think that was probably why I was unhappy.
Well, you were a baby, so.
Well, yeah.
Cute.
Kara?
I am my 6th grade Halloween costume from the 80s. Tina's varsity cheer outfit.
Vintage.
So let me get this straight. In 6th grade, you dressed up as your mom in her actual cheer outfit.
Yes.
The one you're wearing right now.
Yes, and I'm going to stand up so you can see the skirt.
Okay. Thank you. Really nice.
The best part is it's going to be on Ryan.
The skirt doesn't zip one bit.
No.
It made it over my thighs and my butt, and that's it.
And just to be clear
Yeah.
again, the costume you're wearing right now fit you in 6th grade, still fits you right now.
Well, the skirt doesn't.
Oh well, yeah, not the skirt, but you got a jacket and a shirt on.
So the story about this costume.
Okay.
Knew I wore it.
Yep.
Knew I had so many pictures of it. Couldn't find any. Once again, Facebook didn't exist. This costume was in 2007.
Okay.
It was 2008 was the first Halloween that Facebook was like being posted on. And
But you remembered that you dressed up this way.
yeah, down
Yeah.
to the socks.
Crazy.
Grossmont High School socks. And then it was the hottest day at our Halloween carnival that the one picture I have, I'm not wearing this jacket.
Yeah.
So
So just imagine.
I had
So
to wear
there's the
listeners.
picture. Really cute picture. Let's. Can we see the megaphone one more time?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. She even kept the megaphone.
Class of '86. Was she class of '86?
She was captain.
87. 86, 87 is
No,
the year.
But that was from junior year.
She actually graduated in 80,
8?
89.
Really?
No, maybe 88.
I feel like she's
I
not.
don't remember.
My parents
but-
are '86.
This little
I feel like
jacket
she's
has
not that
many
much further
details.
behind.
Captain.
She would have been
Wow.
87.
Captain.
Because usually on the arm is your graduation year.
This year is 85, 86. So
Yeah.
this is the first year
So she
was on
graduated
varsity.
87.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know
Oh
no-
yeah, here we go.
I know nothing of Letterman
She was
jackets.
varsity for 85 and 86 and 86 and 87. So yeah, 87.
And there's a tiny little Tina on it.
There's a tiny little
Adorable.
Tina.
Wearing the outfit in question.
That's crazy.
She has so. When I was a cheerleader in high school, we had 2 outfits.
Sure.
We had our cheering outfit, and then we had the tennis outfit, and that was it. We didn't even get jackets because I was JV.
Did your mom still have your cheer outfit?
Oh, I still have mine. It's in my memory box, and I have my OLG one too.
Right.
But they had so many different outfit options that I was like, why didn't I wear this one for Halloween that year? There was a cute sweater vest. There's 5 of them.
That's
but
crazy.
the jacket's iconic. So,
Iconic, truly.
yeah. She was like, I'm surprised the moths haven't gotten to it because it's all wool.
You know, it looks really well kept.
It
Except for
makes
the Elsie
me
hairs.
I have my Letterman
Letterman jacket.
I have my Letterman jacket in storage, and I've thought so much about do I just get rid of it? What am I going to do with
No.
it? But now seeing Kara wear her mom's, I'm like,
My dad
no,
has his from
keep
football,
it.
too.
It makes me wish that I would have kept my water polo, my swimsuits. I didn't keep any of it. I only kept the jacket.
I don't know about the swimsuits.
But there was one
For
swimsuit.
swimming.
There was one swimsuit that I designed
Oh, I would have kept
that
that.
got
I
we
think
used
the
it
hood
that year.
This hood is the best part.
The hood that turns into a the flap that turns into a hood with the zipper.
Does it actually?
Yeah, they still make. I didn't get mine with it. It's an option. Usually the girls will get the hoods,
Uh huh.
and the boys typically won't. I did not get mine with the hood because the hood looks so stupid.
No way.
They still make them like this.
That's really something. Kind of sharky. You look like Shark Boy a little bit.
Hence why they never did that, because they just have their name on the back. And you want to see the name.
But that's crazy. It's her first name.
Tina.
Yeah.
You usually put your last name.
Yeah, you usually put the last name.
Well, it would be Magna.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. It wasn't
Back in high school.
Sorry, Magna.
Get the timeline correct.
I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know
It's
why?
We don't wanna
surprising
get
that
into
they
the
put her
timeline
first name and
on
not
high
her last
school.
name.
It's
Usually
probably
your
because
You don't want to do that.
It's usually
You
your
don't wanna
last
get into
name.
the
It's probably because her and her sister were on the team together.
Oh.
So
We get in the weeds with
But
that
usually
timeline.
it's like your first name's right
We did,
here.
we did a little bit when
Yeah.
she was
I
on
like
the show.
it.
She was kind
My
of
gosh.
being honest about it. Your dad was
She
like,
she was. She was.
the crazy thing is, she was
Episode
like,
200. Check that out.
she was like, "Oh, you have to bring my megaphone," and she went up in the rafters to grab it. And I looked at her, and then another one popped out, and she went, "Oh, this is Auntie Michelle's,"
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
wow.
because she has Auntie Michelle's too.
Lost
She's
in
a
the
little
shuffle
historian,
when
huh?
Grandma
Yeah.
moved.
Nobody wanted to take things with them when they moved, so
Quite
my
a few
mom
hope
kept it
chests
all.
in that house.
I think it's worth it. I think keep it. If you have the space, keep everything. Let it be a little museum.
No.
I don't
No.
want to keep it at my house, but
I
if you
do-
have the space, you keep it.
I've been purging lately.
I'm
Well,
going to call you out, Andy. You have a couple things at your dad's house you got to go get.
Oh, got her. If you got the
Jim?
space for it now.
Jim, stop laughing. I hear you laughing through
Jim called
YouTube.
while we were sitting at the dining room table, and he's like, "You've got to come get your bike and your bike rack."
Jim,
And you have
pull
stuff at
this
your
crap.
and you have stuff at your
No, I
grandparents'
picked up the
house.
stuff at my grandparents' house today.
Okay, so there you go. That's good. Very good.
It was, that's exact. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm talking about. My grandparents, the two of them live alone in a 5-bedroom house.
It's really nice.
They have 2 whole bedrooms where it literally is just storage. And when I say storage, I mean like the room is practically empty. There's like a bed on one half, and then it's literally empty. And they have like a couple boxes pushed to the sides of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was moving, I asked my grandparents if I could store my mattress in that spare room. And my grandpa's like 2 weeks, and then it goes on the curb. And it's been like 2.5, 3. And so I called him to be like, hey, I'll come pick up the mattress today. And he answers the phone. He goes, Annie, it's going on a month. And I was like, what I love is
Grandpa,
he doesn't
Grandpa.
even go to that end of the house.
No.
It is not inconveniencing his life at all. Yet he knows in his mind, he goes, there's a mattress that's not supposed to be there.
You
back
should
there."
tell him that you got it. Like, oh.
And see how long it takes
yeah,
him.
Totally.
Oh, God. That like
Put a sheet
I,
over it the same color as the wall and just.
I went to their house today. They were, down at the desert getting stuff ready for desert season. And I was walking around trying to unlock the door. It was crazy. Like they talk about purging. They had like nothing. Everything is like so organized, packed up. Like in my mind, like I remember like piles of wood and like random tools. No,
Sure.
it's like cleaned out. I was like, it looks abandoned practically.
I wanna get that way. I wanna be at a point where like my worldly possessions are like you can count on
You
2
can't.
hands.
You'll never be there.
I know.
Because she's gonna inherit
I got a
everything from
garage full of crap.
Tina.
No, we're gonna keep it at Tina's house.
No, because one day
We're
Tina
actually-
and Robert are
I'm-
gonna cross the Golden Bridge.
Yeah.
And it's coming to your house.
it's all gonna stay at their house. Thank you for asking, and then we'll just set it on fire. We'll just insurance fraud it.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, brother.
If you by any chance do end up having a fire, like on an accidental fire, the insurance company is
Episode
gonna dig
205.
up this episode
Yep.
and be like, "It's fraud," and you're like, "No, I was kidding."
No,
and they'd be
it
like,
was a
fraud.
joke.
Doesn't matter. He doesn't want money for it. He just wants it gone. So if it
It's
catches
all.
on
Here's the
fire-
thing. It's all going in the attic, and then we're just gonna board up the
No.
attic. So it'll be like
It looks
It's
clean.
there,
And
yeah.
then in
It's-
a
we
million
got it
years,
still.
they find it and they're like, "Oh my gosh, the treasure!"
All right, well, Tina wants this outfit to go on another 40 years. So
Oh really?
Okay,
Okay. So
Tina.
she literally looked at it when I put it on. She went, "That's almost 40 years old."
it's a
you
good
could, I mean,
condition.
save it, and then our daughter can wear it and be like, "This is Grandma's jacket."
Exactly.
And
That's
then
what
we
it
set it
is.
on fire.
That's
That's it.
No,
One generation,
no.
and then
One generation.
2 generations.
2 generations.
But
Sorry.
There's gonna be
I do
10
agree. I don't think it should go
generations.
more than 2 generations. I
Yeah,
think it's-
yeah.
My thing is, if
Agree,
you
agree.
haven't physically
I
met that person, then
would
it
honestly-
Yes,
means
you
nothing.
haven't met that person.
I would honestly just wear this. It's so cute.
Okay.
It's crazy what goes up in the
Okay.
estate sale when
I
someone
think
dies.
the memory of them is great. Like, let's talk about them and be like, "Oh yeah, your great great grandfather like was a pioneer or whatever."
Yeah.
But like, we don't still have his stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Not to be morbid, but it's like
go.
the best day is going to be like when it's displayed at her memorial, and then it's going to be
And then we're good to go.
You know, then it's got to go.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I think
like when
so.
it's out on the table and everyone's enjoying it, and being like, "Oh my gosh, it's such a cool memory."
I sure
And then
hope
it
that
goes.
if I have like stuff left over when I die and my, my lineage wants it,
Yeah.
they can have it. But if they don't want it, like throw it away, burn
Throw
it.
it away.
Let's switch gears here because
Oh, okay.
you know,
Yeah, let's talk about
Podcast, lots
and
to
it's
talk
15
about.
minutes in so
Oh,
far.
I was gonna bring in something with fraud.
okay.
Perfect. Let's hear it. Fraud.
Have you seen the
Oh, we should
video?
bring something last
I
second.
had a whole thing of
Oh,
bullet
it's-
points.
I know. I'll be quick.
I had so many
Let
bullet
her
Have you
have
points.
been
it.
seeing the video of the person on a New York highway who cut someone off and they slow down so the person has to slam on their brakes and the person has a dash camera and literally they turn on their reverse and back into the car so hard.
I did see this.
And then move up a little bit and stop and they get out to like get insurance.
Yeah.
And you see the guy look and realize there's a camera and he's like fully
Insurance
fraud.
fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
crazy.
I did see
video.
that.
It
Guys,
makes me want to buy a dash cam.
Yeah.
I thought
Yep.
the same thing.
I
I'm
don't
like,
have one.
Merry
Maybe I should get
Christmas.
one.
I'm
For
like,
real.
I feel like they should be built into cars nowadays because that
It's a matter of time.
that would
They
save
are
you
in
from
Teslas.
Sure. Blech. Ugh, speaking of Teslas, we're just 2 weeks away from the election, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Big decision. The decision 2024. Right.
The big decision.
That's
Yep.
horrible. Hit that.
We've got a yawn from Annie on that. That's fine.
The
Big
second
decision.
biggest race of the year. The first race is over.
Of course,
The
lip sync
Padres are
battle.
out of-
Oh, yeah.
are out of the
Oh, is
contention.
baseball still happening?
Not for me.
I don't.
I think
feel
it
like it's
is.
over.
I think it is, but not for me.
No, it's over.
Yeah.
Second biggest race of the year. And Elon Musk is saying that he is offering up a winner a chance to win $1 million. He's
Yeah.
going to give $1 million to somebody that votes for Donald Trump. If they vote for Donald Trump and they like register through some kind of Elon, ledger and said, I voted for Donald Trump, they have a chance to win $1 million.
Can't you just lie through that ledger?
$1 million a week, by the
The
way.
point is he's giving away $1 million.
A week leading up.
So $2 million.
Well, yeah.
only 2 weeks
well, I think
away.
it was last
That's
week
so
too.
hard because, like, I guess he himself can give away money, but there's a lot of
Well, it's
like
illegal,
it's
but-
illegal.
He's
to
not a
offer
U.S.
to pay.
citizen, I feel. He's from South Africa, right?
No, I think it's somewhere. I think. Okay, well,
He
we'll
is
look
a
it
U.S.
up.
citizen now, though.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
Huh.
Let's get a ruling on that. But I feel that it's pretty open, like, what do you call it? Not fraud, but like,
He became a U.S. citizen in
2002.
2002. Yeah.
oh, okay. So he's a citizen, but
Yep.
still, he's
Yeah, you're right.
offering
He is
money.
South
Bribing.
African.
He's a bribery. Thank you. He's offering money to sway your vote, potentially.
It's illegal, for sure.
Which is fully illegal. but
Fully illegal.
It's illegal from like a candidate standpoint. I don't know. I don't know if this is a gray area.
I
of,
was
like
just reading
a
about it,
private
actually.
person, and he's not saying like Tesla's going to give you. It's not the company. It's him.
Well, it doesn't have to be a company. It's still a bribe. Like, hey, I'm going to give you money to vote for my candidate, right? We're talking millions of dollars here. I feel that's kind of open shut, but
Yeah.
Would you have to pay taxes on that money? How much would be taxes of $1 million?
would you file for as income or would it be a gift?
I don't know. He's probably writing it out. He's probably taxing it. He's probably
What's that noise?
Kara.
Oh, it's Kara.
It was you. It was you taking the picture.
Be real.
Be real
It
makes a
went into your
noise.
mic.
My
Yeah.
ringer's not on.
It
We
literally
heard
went
it.
ping.
It is on.
Wow.
I see it.
No, it's not. That's off.
Oh.
That has to be red.
Okay. Well, anyway,
so-
great podcasting.
This past weekend, what's more?
So are you
speaking of
voting for
election,
Trump now that Elon
now that
Musk
he
giving out $1 million?
now that he did a shift at McDonald's? Did you see that?
Trump did.
Yes.
Trump.
He did a shift at
Well,
McDonald's.
okay, we're kind of
I
exaggerating.
watched
a
a
bit.
video of him learning how to make fries. He was in
Apparently-
charge of the fries area.
His whole thing was
Good.
like, I'm gonna work at McDonald's because Kamala Harris keeps saying that she had a normal job at McDonald's. Trump has never worked a day in his life. Yada yada.
Honestly, great PR move.
Yeah,
He's like, oh
it
yeah,
would have been
I'm gonna go to
if they didn't
McDonald's.
close the McDonald's. He didn't
Oh.
actually work there. It was just a big elaborate
he
photo
already
shoot.
got like shot at twice. They can't just let Joe Schmoes into McDonald's. You know.
I feel at this point,
There, people went through drive-throughs. Through the drive-through.
yeah, they were all. It was all actors. The whole
Yeah.
thing was staged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel we have yet to hear any kind of policy thing at all from him.
Well, I feel like either of them. It's just a big peacocking.
No, yeah, I'm saying that, like, at least Kamala's like saying like, oh, I'm going to do this and this and that. I don't think there's been a single. I mean,
Really?
the week
I feel
before,
like kind of the opposite. I feel like, well, not about Trump, but I feel like also Kamala's not giving a lot of policy answers. In my opinion.
yeah,
I don't think Trump is either, but I think I don't know that I've heard
I
like
think
a strong
like her
position
stance
from
on like
Kamala.
establishing like women's rights and the whole abortion thing, talking about Roe v. Wade getting repealed, that she's
Yeah.
going to like put that into law.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have you seen that clip of the comedian asking Trump about Roe v. Wade?
no.
Where he's like, now your son, 18.
Yeah, it's so-
Barron
it's so-
Trump. He's like, good looking guy. All the ladies, are you sure now you want to turn over Roe v. Wade?
Oh my God.
And Trump like kind of laughs and he goes, well, it's a state's issue.
Jeez.
And he's like, I'm just saying that could be some bad trouble for you.
God.
And he's like,
Yeah, he kind of had, he backpedaled on that too, where he was like not taking such a strong
he's like,
stance
yeah,
on it either.
states. Ah.
I'm like, between the McDonald's thing this past weekend and then the week before where he like at a rally was just like, put on some music, let's listen to Ave Maria. And for 40 minutes, he was just like standing on stage being like,
To Ave Maria.
Do you think that the movie coming out about his life is going to hinder? Because the movie comes out in like a week, if that.
I feel like so much has happened. My,
The movie is called The Apprentice, if you're
Yes.
wondering. And it's a
which I want to see it.
like
It
a
looks interesting.
biodrama of his early years.
And like meeting
Ivana.
Roy Cohn, I
Is
think
it the
was the
Yafayad years?
yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Fight.
not quite. Like earlier than that, like
Building the
80s.
first Trump
The-
tower kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
businessman.
more when he was in real estate. It's the clips of it that are being shown are like kind of, if it's like really talking about his like liposuction and
Yeah.
his like vanity and him like his eating habits and like him like giving Ivana Trump like $100,000 to marry him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I wonder what that
She
will
got
do.
$100,000.
He was trying to give her 75 and she negotiated.
I feel that
I didn't get that.
so much has happened. Yeah, because I didn't have to bribe you to marry me.
Wow.
I feel
Would've
that
been nice.
so much has happened.
Gosh.
Like
I love Kara.
between the felonies and the bad PR, like, and nothing has adjusted his points at all. Like
Oh.
he still has the same following. I feel like he could probably murder somebody like out in public, and it would still be like, well, you know, he's got a point. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Listen,
what
there
are
are
we even
some
still
people
talking
who
about?
are murderers that they did have a point.
Okay. I am starting to lose the thread on this podcast a little bit.
No,
if this
no.
is
Murderers who had a point.
okay, go ahead.
Like
Take it away, ladies.
the Menendez,
Menendez
Oh,
brothers.
that wasn't even on
Yeah.
my next card. Okay, so let's talk about it. The Menendez brothers, 20-year-old case. Two guys, affluent Beverly Hills boys,
Cold
Killed
blood
their
murder their parents.
in cold blood, shot him with a shotgun. I think.
Yeah.
And then the next week was spending all that hard
Spend all their
cash.
money.
Yeah, but it's coming out. So there's been multiple documentaries about the Menendez brother case.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been in prison for 30 years, happened in the 80s, early 90s. And this new drama series comes out about it,
Yes.
and it kind of gets revived. Well, also
Kind
more-
of framed differently, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think it's more because the whole point of the case was their reasoning for murdering their father is their father was molesting them.
Yes.
And they murdered their mother also because she didn't do anything
do
to
anything.
stop it.
Sure.
And she knew.
and back then it was kind of like the idea behind it was like, oh no, like, of course, you know, men don't, you know, fathers don't can't possibly molest their sons.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
this isn't
kinda
a thing that
like-
happens.
Boys don't touch boys.
Yeah.
So like that
so
couldn't
that's
happen.
not, so that
they're
couldn't
liars.
possibly happen. Yeah.
So it was much more like it was a softer view of like them and as victims
Think about
and
how far we've come. Just sorry.
Truly,
Just like
yeah.
so crazy. I mean, so that's the whole thing. It's 30 years later, we're like
But-
looking at it again.
so their dad was really big in Hollywood and like I want to say producer or something. Like was real big like I don't know, financier in a way. And people have been coming forward that have said that he had been molesting other young boys, and kind of like, and my thing that's so upsetting is like, really, like 20 years later, you're going to come forward. Like, these guys have been like, yes, they killed their parents, but they've been rotting in prison for like trying to get out of an abusive situation. Did they choose the best way to get out of it? No. Don't be shooting your parents with shotguns. Hot take.
I was talking to my dad about it.
Really
He said
hot take.
He said back then, even with the evidence that they had and like what they had back then,
Yeah.
they should have been charged with manslaughter and not murder.
Yeah, they should never have been charged with murder. Yeah. But it was a matter of like, there was no evidence to prove that their father was doing that, which is so horrible. But yeah, so the Menendez brothers, but I heard that,
Usually the guys went to the
our
basketball
podcast.
game courtside after
yeah,
they killed their parents.
spent like $1 million
Yeah.
in like a week.
Yeah.
They bought G-Wagons. They like bought like, and they like racked up their credit cards and everything. And like, I don't like, it was crazy because they're like 19.
Yeah,
Their
they're-
parents are dead. They have all this money.
There's a famous basketball card, a Mark Jackson 1990, and it's famous because like it's worth so much money because in the background of this picture
Are the
is the
Menendez
Menendez
brothers.
brothers. Yeah,
They're like, they're courtside.
Wow.
there it is.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They're just sitting in the background.
It's like so
So cool.
That
clear.
is
like,
incredible.
There they are.
That's
there
incredible.
they are just after they murdered their parents.
That's awesome.
And they like, and they're the ones who called to like report it, and they made it seem like they just like found them. They're like, oh, an intruder. Just like that. That's exactly how it sounds.
I mean, as anything on TikTok in the modern era, the 2020s, they've gained like a weird cult
Yeah.
following
No,
because
they got a cult following back then too because they were attractive.
they were hot. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So did Ted Bundy though. So
Yeah, but they were hotter than Ted Bundy.
What was who was the girl recently that got out for killing her mom?
Gypsy Rose.
Gypsy Rose. It's kind of
It's
like a Gypsy
that.
Rose.
They have like a fandom.
Ugh.
The guy who
Awesome.
played Eric Menendez, I just saw an interview. He was like, "Yeah, like 10 years ago, whatever reason, like looked into the case, and I wrote him." He goes, and he didn't write me back, and now he's like, met up with him and talked to him when he was getting ready to play him, and they're like, "You wrote him?" And he goes, "Yeah, but he didn't write me back." And they're like, "Oh, really?" He goes, "Well, yeah, he gets a lot of mail."
Sure.
And it's like, no, like they get mail every single day,
Yes.
like constantly. Like they're like famous,
Yeah.
famous
Famous.
prisoners. That's such a weird concept.
famous prisoners.
Makes as much sense as like any other celebrity that we worship, right?
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly.
Who
Killed
are
their
you-
parents.
Who are you worshiping now?
Let's see. Who am I worshiping right now? I don't know. I mean, we do have to talk about the Liam Payne situation.
Oh man.
Kind of a sad one from last week. Liam Payne of One Direction turns out did end up taking his own life. He did. He threw himself off a balcony under the influence of a lot of drugs. I did some research into that. It's called pink cocaine.
Oh wow.
This is a street
What makes it
street
pink?
drug down in Argentina.
that?
And thank you for asking, Annie. Benadryl. Benadryl.
Oh, so it,
Pink
like,
cocaine
numbs you?
it's a little bit of everything. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating. They
bit
put
of this,
a little meth, a little
that.
coke, a little Benadryl.
Whoa.
Pretty much anything
Hey.
they can get their hands on. They throw it in, they mush it up, and then you do it. And then whatever happens, happens. It gives you kind of like a hallucinogenic effect. And
That's interesting because Benadryl makes you tired
Yeah.
and numbs you. Like, but then
but
cocaine
meth brings you back up.
and
Cocaine brings you
meth
back
do
up.
the opposite. So
I
then
know.
would you just be feeling? I guess obviously you're not
Anxious.
feeling normal.
Anxious.
It says it's ketamine with MDMA,
Yep.
meth.
Yep.
Oh god.
It's basically
just popped
super
up.
drug.
Go away.
Liam.
It's basically a super drug. And Liam's he was kind of having a moment.
Cocaine, opioids.
He was a lot
psychoactive.
of stuff was coming out in the news about him. It was a rough.
Yeah. He definitely had a who was the other boy band guy? Kind of had Corey.
It was
What was his name?
No. It was,
I want candy.
That's Aaron
It was-
Carter.
Aaron
it was
Carter.
Aaron-
Thank
Aaron
you.
Carter.
Not Corey.
Yeah.
Not Corey in the house.
not Corey in the
Never.
house.
Never
No.
Corey in the
He's
house.
He's
Protect
fine.
the
Colin
middle.
Massey's fine.
Corey in the house.
That's so sad.
Awesome.
Were you guys ever? Well, you guys are boys. Were you boys?
My-
My Directioners.
So, I mean, obviously, I'm a huge Harry Styles fan now.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was like, and me and Kara were kind of talking about this. It was like our sister's thing. So we were kind of like a generation ahead of it.
Which
My
I thought
sister
was so funny
had-
because we're all the same. We're the same age as all
them.
of them, and
Yeah.
they're older too. So I'm like, why did they seem so much younger?
They were
back
also
then.
kind of older when they.
Had their come up.
Yeah. They were like in their.
My sister had the poster on the wall, went
Yep.
to the concert,
Yep.
like was a one deer.
Yeah.
I went to the concert. I was like just the tail end of it.
Yeah.
Where I don't think I ever had poster on the wall. I was presented a poster of them before I'd ever heard them and was like, pick your one.
Yep.
Like
Yes.
which one is going to be yours?
It was.
Pick.
It was like a K-pop
It was like a
thing.
joke.
And
Bros.
mine was Harry because I tried to pick basically all the other ones and they were already taken by my friends. So I got Harry, which hey, turned out good for me.
My sister's was Louis, so kind of backed the wrong horse on that one. I know.
Yeah,
I
for
know.
real, Louis.
I know.
But now the thing that made them really big and like personable was they were one of the first boy bands to do like YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had a whole because they were on X Factor.
Yes.
The
X
UK
Factor, yeah.
version.
Was it
Simon
X Factor
Cowell?
or
It was X
Britain's
Factor.
Got Talent.
Britain's Got Talent? I
Something
feel
like
maybe it
that.
was
It was
X Factor.
It was X Factor
Yeah.
because Simon Cowell was
made
also a
them a
judge on
group.
that and
Yes.
made them a group. They all
What's
auditioned.
crazy is the girl is the one
separate.
who actually made them the group. Simon
Oh.
signed them, but she's the one who's like they should all be. And there's a video
which
of it.
is so
I think
funny.
I think you're right. Where they're
Because-
like this one and this one,
all of
and this,
their
like all the
auditions
pictures on the thing.
are so bad.
Oh yeah,
They're so
that Harry
off
Styles
key.
video
They're
singing "Hey Soul
so-
Sister."
Oh, it's
Oh,
so
great.
bad.
We'll watch it on the post
Crazy,
show.
crazy. But you know what? It's really sad. It's the first thing I thought of was like, there goes the reunion tour.
I thought the same thing. We're never getting that 1D reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
because
could
like
have made
Backstreet Boys and
so
NSYNC are
much
all
money.
getting back together, and
My
it's like that's
gosh.
never gonna happen for them
It
now.
feels almost like,
This is
and
gonna
this is
ruin the
obviously
tour.
people are going to get so mad at this comparison,
Go
Ryan
ahead.
in specific.
Go ahead.
It felt like as if like if the Beatles were to get back together.
It's
like,
it's funny that
oh
you
my
say
gosh.
that because that
they're all
until
British and Irish and
in the 70s, that was kind of this ongoing thing of like the Beatles are going to get back together. Nobody really accepted the fact that like the Beatles had broken up. And when John Lennon got shot, that was like, oh, no, well, now they're not.
Yeah,
they're
you can't.
really not going to get back
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are still like what he was 30, 31.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like so young.
So young
And to think of like how bright their careers burned was crazy. Like
So young.
Huge.
They were together for 10
well,
years.
somebody
Which is
one of
wild.
them's on tour right now and just canceled like the rest of his
Niall.
dates.
Zayn.
Oh,
Was it
Zayn?
Zayn?
Zayn.
Oh, I think Niall canceled some tour dates too.
Which I don't know if I could name a single Niall, Zayn,
Oh.
any of their like
You could
solo
like- you
songs.
could- name Niall.
Zayn is he had the 50 Shades of Grey song with Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sing a few bars of it.
That's kind of like a, isn't it? That's kind
Ooh,
of a shared
sexy,
song.
sexy.
No,
50
no, it's
shades of gray.
it was the-
Ooh, I love to have
Frick.
sex with you in
No.
gray clothes.
It was like it was the boom.
No,
boom
that was the
boom.
weekend. That was the
No.
weekend.
Yeah, that was,
I care for you.
that was
No.
Weekend. Yep.
Niall has a few. I can't think of them, of course, now. But like if
Slow-
you heard it,
Slow burns.
Slow hands.
Slow
Slow
hands.
hands.
Slow hands.
Yep.
That's Niall.
Is that? I could have sworn that was Harry.
That's
No.
Niall.
Niall.
Harry Styles. And
Niall.
obviously,
Niall's Irish.
Harry had his,
Irish.
he's having his moment.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
always
you can
been
name a million Harry songs. But you know what, Louis? Couldn't tell you anything.
Louis.
Honestly,
sad.
and Liam too. I don't. I know he had his own music, but I don't.
Liam Payne had some good ones back in the late.
Just sad. It's very sad.
You know what's weird, and this is maybe like off color a little bit, but I
Okay.
was just watching the SNL movie Saturday night. We just
Oh,
went and saw that.
yes. How was it?
And there's an offhand, great, by the way, really good. Like a little like hokey, dramatic, but
Yeah.
definitely worth a watch. We're big SNL fans, obviously, so we loved it. There's an offhand joke about, like you'll be obscure, like somebody's like burning somebody else, and they're like, oh, like you'll fall into obscurity until you eventually like throw yourself off a balcony in a foreign country. And it's like,
literally in the
whoa.
movie.
It caught me off guard, and then I did some digging on it. Apparently, that's like a meme in British culture. Is like when you like your Britney moment, like shaving your head, is like throwing yourself off a balcony in a foreign country. Is like, I'm not joking. It's like a thing like that happens to British rock stars or something like
Look
that.
up how many British rock stars have thrown themselves off a balcony in
Yep.
foreign countries.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's like a thing. Like if you were to say like, oh, like Britney shaved her head, like you're having a Britney moment.
I really love the British.
Go ahead.
I just do.
What for?
I realize that like a lot of the actors I like are British. We just saw a movie last night. We Live in Time.
I am so
my
glad
God.
that they kept their accents.
Yes.
For some reason, I
kinda hate
thought
when
I
they
mean,
do
it was a
American
British
It was
accents.
gonna
movie.
be in
They were in
America,
London, and
Yeah. We watched We Live in Time, which is Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh. I don't know why Garfield was so hard for me to say. Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh, both British actors. Amazing. Sad movie.
really sad.
so good.
Cries per minute was pretty high for
It was
me.
pretty high.
I honestly thought it was gonna be way sadder than it was for me.
I spent a lot of like the second and third act just weepy, like
Yeah.
very just like
It was like,
Like,
every
That was the kind of
turn.
movie that if we watched it at home, I probably would have spent the next hour crying.
yeah.
Like, just would have kept it going.
I just
But since we were in a movie theater, I kept it
at
together.
some point it's kind of like I started to think about like the production side of it, and John will tell you this is why we've ruined him and movies and stuff.
Yeah.
I started to think about like pitching that movie, what that was like for a writer, somebody that was like, okay, so it's a story. Spoilers.
Spoilers for We Live in Time.
Watch
If-
the movie; it's very good. Skip
if you don't,
to
if you don't want to
timestamp.
if you don't want
Skip
to
to
hear
here.
spoilers for it, just watch our post show. Join the Patreon.
Thanks for coming in, and
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you. It's kind of like one of those things that you can tell from the trailers, but like, how do we pitch this movie?
Time jump movie.
It's a movie about cancer, and it's different because both the actors are hot. They're really smoking hot, and they have a kid. And I feel like if you didn't,
But it
have,
jumps. The whole thing is that it jumps
it's
back and forth
non-linear
between
storytelling,
like 10 years,
which is so hot right now. Everybody's doing it, non-linear storytelling. But like, I feel like if you were in Nobody with that script,
it would sound boring.
it would be like, okay, like, thanks, we'll call you. It must have just been like, oh, and we've already got Florence Pugh attached to this movie.
Yeah,
We've
they
already
must have
got
gotten
Andrew
the people
Garfield.
to back
Yeah.
it first.
She made a huge Instagram post 2 days ago, I think, when the premiere happened, or whatever the premiere
Yeah.
happened, and she literally was like, "I have been waiting for a role like this.
Yeah.
Like this was like hit so hard for me, blah blah stuff." And then
sweet.
she posted a bunch of like behind the scenes photos. And the one that's like the most stark is the prosthetics team holding her fake belly and boobs.
Crazy.
And it is
Crazy.
so crazy.
It's like, so she, at some point she's pregnant. So, I mean, spoilers, we already said it, but she has ovarian cancer and she gets it twice. It comes back.
Oof.
And which I think that they did such a good job of like making cancer patients not necessarily seem ill. I feel like cancer patients are always kind of portrayed the same way. And you only see her in the hospital once.
Yeah.
And it's like when she's actively getting chemo, but you don't really see her like being sick.
I think they kind of hit that too because there's a moment in it where she's starting her first or her technically second chemo round and she looks and sees like another woman like in the chair like with her wig. And I think at that moment it was like, I'm not going to be that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
And then
her
they didn't
deciding
show
it.
that the rest of the movie.
So gnarly.
And you like see her kind of getting sunken in, but like it's also this like challenge, and she has, and like they like you watch her, and I love that they don't necessarily speak on a lot of things. Like you watch them struggling through infertility and like doing IVF, but they don't really speak on it. You're just watching it happen.
Montage.
Yeah, and you like at one point Andrew Garfield. Like John and I were talking about this last night. There's a letter, or like he's written out kind of a speech to say to her, and he can't get the words out.
Yeah.
And so she just like he hands her the thing, and she reads it, but we don't get to hear it.
It's like really good storytelling.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that we get to see that moment, and they kind of lay the groundwork of that because they show him like the two of them with the doctor, and he's like, here's what cancer, blah blah blah, like giving them the full rundown, and he's like got his notebook and he's taking notes, and he's like, okay, yep, heard, and like has a meeting with her afterwards. It's like, okay, so here's our options. Like it was just like a really thoughtful like movie. I felt
Yeah.
just like
And then at the beginning of it, I was like, they literally wrote this movie with like, I need Florence Pugh to be the main actress because she has a whole cooking series on YouTube and she's obsessed with food.
Oh, is
Yeah.
she? I
and
didn't know that.
Yeah.
she literally is like that character. She literally was
and
that
Andrew
character.
Garfield is like the most wholesome person in the world.
The
and
most wholesome.
must be
Yeah.
protected at all
The
costs.
thing that like killed me was anytime he was trying, like, amazing actor, trying to be strong, and like you can tell he's he's holding back tears. I was like, first of all, amazing actor. Second of all, oh my god, gut me. Like
Yeah.
he's so like the idea of looking at Andrew Garfield and he's crying over something that I'm going through, gutted.
Yeah. Yeah.
that.
Absolutely.
Great.
Like feeling like I fully got invested in it. And I feel like that's like such a special moment when you're like, you kind of forget it's a movie. I
Yeah.
feel like I was just like watching like home videos or something.
Yeah.
You know?
She felt to me insufferably independent. And I get it
The
because
character.
Florence Pugh's character.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And I get it because it's like she has had so little control of things that she is like in every ounce of her being trying to take control of her life, but causing a wake of destruction behind her. And in every turn that like Andrew Garfield just like went with her in it,
Yep.
it made like when she's giving birth and she's like,
Ugh.
actually like we need snacks, and she like locks herself in the bathroom, and I'm just like, I get that you're not thinking clearly, but you make me want to punch you in the throat.
Hear me when I say this. I would let Florence Pugh run me over with the car. Like
Yeah.
100%. I would
her.
die for that woman.
I love them. Oh, bucket list. Get her on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Top of
get
our
her.
list on What the Podcast.
Number one.
On our 25
Episode 300,
hour,
episode
on our
300.
25 hours, she's going to come and taste microwavable mac and cheese with us next
Oh
year.
my God. You think she would?
Probably love
Be
that.
like you American twins.
Tag her below if you're friends with Florence Pugh.
If you're a friend with her, just go ahead and tag her.
Email us at podcastwhatthe@gmail.com and just send us her number. We'll
have
get
our people call her
We'll get
people.
connected
We'll get
somehow.
connected. It'll be
Totally.
fine.
In the post show, I want to talk about how time zones shouldn't be a thing.
Yes.
Something that broke my brain recently on TikTok.
Probably a good thing to be in the post show.
Yeah, but we want to thank everybody listening. If you've
I
made it
love
this far, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Just thank you.
Thanks. Hey, glad you came along, partner.
Matt.
And for $4 a month, you can support these shenanigans.
You can.
Why you want to do that? I don't know. You got some sort of entertainment out of it. Head on down to the bio. We're going to link
Yes.
to the Patreon.
Yes.
Thanks in advance. John, any final thoughts from Tigger?
Thank you. No final thoughts. That was a great episode. I agree with all that you said about the movie. It's
Like, subscribe,
like and subscribe.
Everything?
hit the bell.
You agree with everything I said?
that
This
notification
episode?
Yeah, it was good.
The
Yeah,
whole
everything.
episode?
Well, yeah, probably 89% of it.
This is great for when we should just do this
89%.
on like a week that, one of us can't be here. Just cut in like, oh, that was great. I agree with everything you said. Just right at the end.
It's a new button. All right, I'll work on the button.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I will.
A lot of buttons here. A lot of
Buttons here.
options.
A lot of buttons. I'll tell you, that much.
Channels, files.
A lot of buttons.
Okay,
We could
Hugh, let's
cycle
hit
through.
it.
Oh, he does look like Hugh Hefner.
Oh, I need a pipe and hold on.
And a prostitute.
And
They
a
weren't
large wiener.
prostitutes.
On the couch as always, Carrot Tafoya, Andy the Scope Scopeman. I'm Ryan.
I'm John.
We'll see you next week on What the Podcast.
That caught me off guard.
Got it.
Yeah.
Boom, boom,
Is it only blue?
boom. Nope. Wait. Red.
Did you have that from childhood, or did you buy that as a grown adult?
Yeah, I got it when I was like 19.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going to get Artie down here in a second if you keep doing that.
Artie.